We got buses lined up.
Okay, I think we're gonna roll.
Oh, yeah, because
I think he's on.
Would you please take your seat, sir?
Put the squirrel back in case we get electricity in there, it'll run.
How much money do you
Nope.
Say hi, guys.
Okay. All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to call the February 22nd, 2022 Crest Hill City Council meeting to order at 7:22 p.m. If everyone would please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Chris.
Ray Solomon.
Here.
Glenn Conklin. Scott Dyke.
Here.
John Rashay. Here. Darrell Jefferson.
Here.
Claudia Gazal.
Here.
Tina Oberlin.
Present.
Mark Sepiti.
Here.
Nate Albert.
Here.
Joe Kubo.
Here.
Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to apologize for the 22-minute delay. We had some technical difficulties with the cable television equipment. So again, we apologize for the late start this evening. We do not have any business promotions this evening. You have before you the minutes of the City Council meeting held on February 7th, 2022. Motion would be in order.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
We have motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderwoman Gazal for the approval of the minutes of the City Council, Crest Hill City Council meeting held on February 7th, 2022. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Rashay.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubo.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
You also have before you the minutes of the Crest Hill City Work Session held on February 14th, 2022. Motion would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
We have motion by Alderwoman Gazal, seconded by Alderman Jefferson for the approval of the work session minutes of the February 14th, 2022 meeting. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
John Rashay.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubo.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, moving along to our city attorney, Mike Steff. Good evening, Mike.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I do not have any agenda items tonight.
Any questions of our city attorney? Thank you. City administrator, our city administrator, Jim Marino. Good evening, Jim.
Hello, I have one item tonight. It's a ordinance amending chapter 5.6 of the municipal code regarding contractor registration. This was discussed at the work session. It's pretty much cleanup language. It changes some of the documentation requirements that we have here and some of the practices to reflect what we actually have been doing. So if you have any questions, I can answer them for you.
Motion would be in order.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderperson Oberlin, seconded by Alderman Verche for the approval of the contractor registration ordinance update. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubo.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Rashay.
Yes.
Motion carries. Ordinance 1892.
Anything else, Jim?
That's all I have.
Any questions of city administrator? All right, thank you. Public Works Department, our Public Works Director, Mark Seifert. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I have two agenda items before you this evening. The first is a surplus equipment list, including 12 of the old desktop computers. They have been wiped clean by our IT company, so they are able to be sold without having any personal information on them. One man lift, 2 gator cams, and 1 refrigerator from the police department with no handles on the doors. With that, I'd be asking for your approval to surplus that equipment.
So move, Mayor.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderwoman Gazal for the approval of the surplus equipment. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Burchett.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Motion carries. Ordinance 1893.
The next agenda item I have before you is the amendment to the strand design for the west plant. This was discussed at the last work session. This would be a design change order for an additional $200,000 for strand to finish up the design for west plant and get that through the design and permitting process.
So moved as presented.
Second.
We have motion by Alderperson Oberlin, seconded by Alderman Dyke for an approval of the West Plant Design Change Order Number 2. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Burchett.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
That is all I have for this evening. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions of Public Works? Okay, thanks, Mark. Moving on to our city engineer,
Thank you, Mayor. I have
Ron
two items-
Wiedemann. Good evening, Ron.
Thank you. I have 2 items tonight. I'm looking for council approval. The first item, as presented at the last workshop, looking for a motion to approve the award and execution of contract documents by the mayor with P.T. Farrell for the 2022 MFT resurfacing contract for a not-to-exceed amount of $433,468.24.
So moved as presented.
Second.
We have motion by Alderperson Oberlin, seconded by Alderman Dyke for the 2022 MFT resurfacing contract award to P.T. Farrell Construction Company. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Burchett.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
The second item I have is for an MFT resolution. This is to appropriate $60,000 for design engineering for the city's share at the Weber at Knapp project.
So move, Mayor. Second.
We have a motion by Alderman Albert, seconded by Alderman Sapiti for the MFT resolution for design services at Weber and Knapp. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Burchett.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
And Nate Albert.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution 1139.
And that's all I have, Mayor, unless anybody has any questions.
Any questions of city engineer? Okay, thanks, Ron. Moving on, community development, our interim community development director, Steve Golden. Good evening, Steve.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. I have no action items, just a quick update on some things that's going on in the Community Development Building Department. Attorneys are currently, Chris Spezia and Mike Stiff are currently working with GW, the individual who had the bid or proposal for this City Hall site, the $1.8 million proposal on a contract. We will present that once we have that finalized. The price will be $1.8 million. There'll be some stipulations in the contract that talks about time frame when to tear this building down. Obviously, when we move, to make sure they don't tear it down until we're in the other city, until the new city center. And a site plan that we all agree upon. That's obviously heard loud and clear from the council that you want to see the site plan and what's going to come here prior to any sale. So that's being worked on right now. We've had several meetings with developers on the Indeck property, the 40-acre parcel behind Amazon. We've had several meetings regarding the 74 acres as we're reimagining the 74 acres. The Heidner property, we met with West Point, Oceans Atlantic, and the Heidner Group. And we clearly told them this is what we want, single-family for sale or townhome for sale homes with retail, potentially some apartments, but no more single-family rental. We said it's got to be for sale for the single-family and for the townhomes. So we're in the process of putting together a land plan that meets your vision of that property. Gas and Wash, met with them and talked to them this morning. They want to move forward and be under construction this summer. However, we still need to do a gap analysis on their TIF request, which was never done in the past. And we need to make sure engineering is complete. And they had made reference that they were looking to do the gas and wash and the retail at the same time. The 13,000 square foot retail center at the same time. And I think we should hold them to it. If we're going to allow the gas station to go on the corner, we need to make sure within a certain time frame that that's under construction at the same time. So we're working on that. And then the last thing, we're reimagining our webpage under the community development and building department. We are putting in several links to any map that a developer could need to utilize to make a decision to come here. We're putting together vacant property lists, commercial retail property lists that you'll be able to click on, and you'll see the vacant property and who the broker is. It's going to be a very user-friendly webpage for potentially developers so that they can get all the information they need about zoning, streets, TIF districts, whatever. We'll have all those type of maps and links on the webpage. So some of the things we're working on.
Steve, can I just say something? Thank you for that professional explanation and something that we should have seen all along. Thank you so much for giving us that and the highlight reel and all the other things. I really appreciate it. I can only presume many other people do. Thank you for your efforts.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Any other questions of community development? Okay, thanks, Steve.
Thank you.
Moving on to our police department, our police chief, Ed Clerk. Good evening, Ed.
Evening, Mayor and Council. This evening I have the contract with Joliet Township Animal Control for services. We discussed this at last week's work session. In the contract, there's a fee increase from the previous $979.19 to $1,250 per month. There are other areas in the contract that allows the animal control to patrol for stray animals. They will have a holding facility for animals for us, and they will be at one point in helping us enforce our animal control ordinances. So, as we discussed, I'm just asking for approval of this contract.
So moved as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderperson Overland, seconded by Alderwoman Gazal for a resolution to approve an intergovernmental agreement with the Joliet Township Animal Control. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
And Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Motion carries. Resolution 1140.
And Chief, did we get a phone number for before, the residents? We're gonna,
Yeah, I'll post that. I'll put it online. once
Thank
we
you
have
so
that,
much.
So everybody has it. Absolutely.
thank you so much.
The only other thing I have is March 12th, the police department will be participating again in the polar plunge for Special Olympics. We got a team assembled. We have some members of just the city in general, employees, and then we have police department members, so it should be a good time. If you could go on the website for Special Olympics, and you can find the Crest Hill PD is our team name. You can click on that. If you'd like to donate, that'd be wonderful. It's a frigid event, but it's fun nonetheless. So we've been doing it now for 4 years, I think. So it just goes in line with our goal of donating back to the community. So the other thing I have is the 2-week informational packet that you guys have. So I'll entertain any questions.
Questions of the police chief? Okay, thanks, Ed.
Thank you.
Moving on to the mayor's report. I do not have any agenda items this evening. I certainly would like to congratulate the Lockport Township High School girls bowling team, once again, state champions over the weekend. And I believe that the cheerleaders and/or the dance squad, also from Lockport, about a month ago, 3 weeks ago, won state championships also for their efforts. So congratulations to all of the young ladies. Any questions of the mayor? I'll try to answer them. Hearing none, we'll move on to the city clerk's report. Our city clerk, Christine Verche Hall.
Thank you, and I have nothing to report tonight.
Any questions of city clerk? All right, thanks, Chris. Treasurer's report, Glenn Conklin. Good evening, Glenn.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'd like to report our regular and overtime payroll from January 31st, 2022 through February 13th of 2022 in the amount of $233,748.01. I seek a motion for approval on our list of bills, which in that same time frame total $1,039,351.06.
So moved as presented.
Second.
We have a motion by Alderperson Oberlin, seconded by Alderman Jefferson for the approval of the list of bills. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
And Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Thank you all. Take any questions?
Any questions of our city treasurer?
Thanks. Good
Okay,
night.
thanks, Glenn. Unfinished business, we have nothing. Anyone? New business, anybody? Committee liaison reports, anyone? City council comments. Positive city council comments, anything you'd like to share with your constituents? We'll begin with Ward 4 this evening, Alderman Kubal.
Ray, I've had a number of residents here recently ask me if when the rebates are coming out, rebate checks, that's still due mid-March?
Yes, St. Patrick's Day, I believe, March 17th, on or about March 17th.
Very good,
If
thank
they
you.
filled out their rebate form, they will get a check in a green envelope.
That's all I've got.
Alderman Albert,
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Ward 3, Alderman Sapiti,
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Alderperson Oberlin,
Nothing at this time.
Ward 2, Alderwoman Gazal.
Just a reminder, Family Papa Pantry will be held Saturday, March 5th from 10 to 12 p.m. at the library, the White Oak Library in Crest Hill. Hope to see people that need there. We'll be there in cold, doesn't matter, cold, rainy, we'll be there. Thank you, Mayor.
Alderman Jefferson.
Nothing at this time, Mr. Mayor.
Ward 1, Alderman Verche.
Nothing at this time.
Alderman Dyke.
Nothing at this time, Mayor.
Okay, public comment. If anyone would like to address city council, please step to the podium, state your name for the record. Your address is optional. Let the record show that no one has approached the podium. To our city attorney, Mike, is there a need for an executive session?
Motion to adjourn, Mayor.
Second.
We have a motion for an adjournment by Alderman Dyke, seconded by Alderman Verche. Questions or comments? Roll call, please.
Darrell Jefferson.
Yes.
Claudia Gazal.
Yes.
Tina Oberlin.
Yes.
Mark Sepiti.
Yes.
Nate Albert.
Yes.
Joe Kubal.
Yes.
Scott Dyke.
Yes.
John Verche.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you.
Okay, meeting is adjourned at 7:38 PM. Thank you and good evening.